Coming to you from the secret headquarters, we just wrapped up 2 days of our launch lab. We do this every January. It was awesome. I have in studio with me, which is a brand new thing, we have Coach Ben, Coach Barry, and Coach Donna with me. They're all on my team. And it was just, I thought I had a lot of fun. It was a super cool experience. We had thousands of people sign up for this. I was just wondering, we've been deep in it for a few days. If you guys had, and also, by the way, a theme for the entire thing is the last year, my team has done debriefs of 214 launches from people that are in our Launch Club coaching program. So that means we went deep on 214, looked at every asset, all the different pieces of those launches with the eye of how can we make the next launch better. So these guys are a big part of doing those 214 debriefs. And in Launch Lab, we shared the biggest learnings, the biggest trends, the biggest do differentlys, the biggest what to lean into in the industry right now, and that it's natural focus at the beginning of the year here. So I was just wondering.
Well, first off, I think it's amazing that you offered the Launch Lab. I mean, to have people around the world be able to see what's working right now for no cost. I mean, it's just a giveaway for a couple of days. It was fantastic. And then, we all had some wonderful takeaways that we picked up in our debriefs. I want to share with one that I worked with members of Launch Club on throughout the year. I challenged people to double down on their voice and to look at what's happening in the market and find how they can stand up for their audience by standing out from the noise. And it was so powerful to watch people do that. And I'm going to invite you to do that because you're watching this blog video of Jeff's amazing blog. How do you make sure you don't sound like everybody else? You do it because you're not everybody else. Stop sounding like everybody else. What's inside of just stop it.
Stop it.
What's the unique voice inside of you that maybe you've been afraid to use because it doesn't sound like everybody else? That's my plea with you, is please use that. It's been a huge needle mover for the folks that I've debriefed from one launch to the next.
How many debriefs did you do?
I did 31 of the 214.
Just this past year?
Yeah.
Just 31 debriefs.
Yeah, we work with the members, but those debriefs are special, intimate moments, one-on-one with the client and their business. So
and it's just amazing. I mean, same thing, to echo that and just to add a little bit. I mean, we get to sit in the stands and watch you play the game, right? And that's what's so fun for me. It's like we get to sit in the stands, and when you're in the stands, you can see these plays developing, right? You can see these things happening that you can't see when you're on the field, because you're in the moment, you're in the game, right? You're in the business. And we get to take that step back, take in the stands, look at your business, and really find, we talk about this a lot, find these little hinges that move these massive doors for your business. And we see them glaringly. And it's amazing to be able to dive in. And it was so much fun just to listen to Jeff unpack some of these little hinges, right, that we're seeing develop as we look back at last year and as we look at the year coming ahead. So it was just very powerful.
Yeah, exactly. And, so I've been here 8 years doing, on the coaching team, doing debriefs and, like you say, watching from the stands, seeing how everything is evolving. I loved how you talked about in these times now, there are different containers, different ways you can do a launch. Yeah. And you really highlighted them and showed how each one of them works and why each one is important. And I think this segues right to what both of you guys said, that it allows you to use your unique voice and your unique strengths. You don't have to do it one certain way. And as coaches, we guide you to use your strengths and however that container looks, a webinar, a 3-piece launch, whatever, and strengthen your voice so you can make a bigger impact, so you rise above the noise. Yeah. And you really talking about that, I think that was a big deal for this time when we
I loved how you
tied
that into the competition part. I mean, because let's face it, right? I mean, the market, there's a lot of folks that are wanting to get into this space.
Right.
And just knowing how to cut right through that noise. It'll save you a lot of time, energy, effort. Yeah.
Exactly.
Jeff talked in the Launch Lab about when you do something once, a debrief, you have it's interesting. You do it twice, you see a pattern. You do it 214 times, we almost have these lenses we get to flip on when we go into a debrief, and it's like, I see these little green hot spots and I just look at them and we'll spend our time digging into those and why is this one a decision? And we can find a hinge that I guarantee you, there's something in your business that is a hinge that's rusty or cockeyed or one of the screws is
Right,
loose,
right.
and it'll pop out into one of our visions, and we'll go, hey, what if we tighten this one up or we straighten that door, and everything changes. So
Yep.
that's what we talked about in the Launch Lab.
So there's going to be, for a limited time, the replays will be available. We'll put a link down below this video. But going sort of like the idea of being in the stands, I heard a Navy SEAL commander once talk about in combat, we've heard about the fog of war, about just, it's so hard to tell what's going on. And he just talked about stepping back from the line is a term he used. Step back from the line so you can get perspective. And he said, literally, if you're in the fight, in a firefight, things are crazy, people are trying to kill you, that it can literally be stepping back 3 feet from the line you're trying to hold can give you perspective.
Right.
Further back and higher up's a little bit better, but stepping back is absolutely critical. And it's even better if you have someone else that's stepped back from the line. And
214 times.
Oh, I know this stand.
Yeah.
214 times.
We have perspective.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So Launch Lab was felt pretty epic to me. I was on stage. We did some laser coaching, which was awesome. I think we moved the needle for a lot of people. We do this just once a year. We've got replays available, very limited time that they're going to be available, just because, well, frankly, I want to push you to go watch them right now. And like Barry said, this is a big give out into the market to give as much value. It's also, it's a way for us to put the way we learn is by doing it. And when you do those 214 debriefs, we could have just let them fly by, but in putting this focus on them and sharing with the world, forced us to dig deeper. It forced us to go way deeper and say, what did we learn? What are the trends?
Right.
What are the big trends? And what do we see working around those trends? Because not all the trends are positive.
Right.
In fact, some of them are pretty negative. Ben mentioned there's the competition has increased. It's like, hello, you know that. Everyone was at home in March of 2020, and a big chunk of those people said, I can work it from home. And maybe I see other people have online businesses and everyone's doing online learning. Maybe I can do that. And all of a sudden, there's so much more competition. And frankly, you just got to be better. It's harder than it used to be. Online business is still amazing. It's still an incredible opportunity. It's still, if you look back 100 years and you want to start a business, you need a huge capital. Now you can start a business with almost nothing, but it's no longer amateur hour. You gotta be on it. And frankly, marketing is the answer. You gotta get your marketing right. So that's what we dug deep. It was fun working with you guys. It was fun unpacking all this with you guys. It was great not being the only person in the studio for once. That was super awesome. So thanks.
good.
Thanks
Yeah,
for joining
it
me.
was great.
Absolutely.
It was great.
Hope you guys will take in that Launch Lab replay. It's really something else.
Check out.
Go watch
Check
it,
it out.
please.
And we didn't get to watch the comments, but we heard a report that they were the most positive comments that I think one of your broadcasts has ever gotten.
Really? Yeah. It was.
That's
A
fantastic.
lot of fun. We covered a lot of ground. It moved really fast. This was the advanced stuff. It's not the beginner stuff. So apologies if you're closer to the beginning of your journey. I went fast and I went deep, and you'll probably still get some out of it, but it was the advanced stuff. So check out the replay down below, and let's go get them this week.